Hey everyone! I'd love to hear from you. What tool review would you like me to create an in-depth analysis video on? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, and I will get started on making the most requested one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I upload trending tool insights.
All right, so have you ever wondered, how can you tell if something you're reading online was actually written by a person or, by one of those AI things?
Yeah, that's a big question these days.
Yeah.
Especially with those, what do they call them, large language models? Those AI systems trained on tons of text data. They can write some pretty convincing stuff.
It's kind of wild, right? I mean, for someone like me who runs a website, it's a little unnerving. What if I accidentally publish something AI generated? And then there are the students and researchers out there trying to sort through all this information. How do they know what's real and what's not?
Yeah, it's like a whole new level of needing to double check your sources.
Totally. So in this deep dives, that's exactly what we're looking at. We're going to explore the tools that are supposed to help us spot the difference between human written and AI generated content.
And we've got some fascinating research here, focusing specifically on a tool called Winston.ai.
Winston.ai, right. And we'll be comparing it to another big name in this field, originality.ai, which a lot of people are talking about.
Exactly. So we're going to see how they work, what they're good at, and crucially, how accurate they really are. Think of it like a head-to-head test.
Love it. A good old-fashioned AI detector showdown. So where do we even start with something like this? What's the core function of Winston.ai? What's it designed to do?
At its simplest, Winston.ai aims to tell you whether a piece of text was probably written by a human or an AI. You feed it some text, and it gives you an assessment of how likely it is that AI was involved.
Kind of like a digital detective for text. But who are they targeting with this? Who's the ideal user?
Well, the research we have points to two main groups. Web publishers, so anyone who puts content online, and academics, which includes researchers and students, obviously.
Okay, so bloggers, journalists, professors, that kind of crowd.
Exactly. They're all dealing with tons of text, and they need a way to make sure what they're reading or publishing is legit.
Makes sense. So if you're worried about accidentally using AI-generated content, or if you're trying to avoid getting penalized by search engines, Winston.ai wants to be your go-to tool.
Right. Because Google and other search engines, they really value human-created content.
Yeah.
They want to see originality and quality.
That's a good point. I hadn't even thought about the SEO implications.
It's a big deal, and that's where tools like Winston.ai come in.
Okay, so we know it's supposed to detect AI, but what are some of the specific things it can do? What are its key features?
Well, one thing that stands out is that it has plagiarism detection built in, so you don't need a separate tool for that.
Oh, that's convenient. Two birds, one stone.
Exactly. Saves you time and effort. And get this, signing up for Winston.ai is free. No credit card required.
Oh, that's nice. Low barrier to entry.
Right. You can just try it out and see if you like it. And if you need to share your results with someone, you can generate printable reports.
Practical. And in terms of document types, what can you actually use with Winston.ai?
It handles the usual suspects, Word docs, PDFs, but it also has a pretty cool feature. It can analyze scanned images.
Scanned images, how does that work?
They use something called OCR, optical character recognition. It basically allows the software to read the text in the image.
Wow, that's super useful, especially for old research papers or handwritten notes.
Definitely, especially for academics.
So lots of cool features. Now, what does Winston.ai say are its biggest advantages?
They really highlight two things. First, that built-in plagiarism detection we talked about streamlines the whole process. And second, the user interface is designed to be very friendly.
What makes it so user-friendly?
They use color coding for the results, which makes it really easy to understand, a quick visual cue.
So you can instantly see if something is flagged as potentially AI generated.
Exactly. And another nice touch is that they keep a record of your past scans.
So you can track how a document has changed over time or just go back and review old analyses.
Exactly. Very handy.
All right, that all sounds pretty good. But let's be real. Every tool has its limitations. What are some of the downsides of Winston.ai that we should be aware of?
Well, the article does mention that the sign-up process, even though it's free, might be a bit of a turnoff for some people.
Really? What's so bad about it?
They don't go into detail, but it might be a bit too long or require more information than people are comfortable sharing.
Yeah, I can see how that could be annoying. Sometimes you just want to try something out quickly.
Right. Another potential issue, especially for webmasters, is that Winston.ai doesn't have a URL scanning option.
So you can't just paste in a link and have it analyze the web page directly?
Nope. You'd have to copy and paste the text or save the page as a document.
That's a bit of a pain. And what about the plagiarism detection? Is there a catch with that?